Hey everyone, welcome to TDEC Virtual Summer Camp. Today is Earth Friendly Thursday and we are learning about pollination. Follow along for a few fun activities that you can do at home that teach us about how pollination works. For today's activity, you will need pipe cleaner, cornmeal, coffee grounds, a wooden kebab stick, or you can also use a popsicle stick, cupcake liners, and miniature pom-poms. Pollination is the act of transferring pollen grains from the male part of the flower to the female part. The goal of every living organism, including plants, is to reproduce. Successful pollination allows plants to produce seeds. Seeds are the key to producing the next generation of plants, which provide food for pollinators, wildlife, and us. Plants are rooted in place, and therefore they depend on other agents to transfer the pollen for them. Wind, animals, and insects serve as these agents that move pollen from flower to flower. This is the act of pollination. Over 80% of the world's flowering plants require pollination from a pollinator to reproduce. A few examples of pollinators are bats, butterflies, moths, flies, wasps, birds, beetles, ants, and of course, bees. So now that we know what pollination is, let's get started with our first activity. So, first we're going to start by making an insect to serve as our pollinator for our flowers. So start out with your wooden kebab stick, and I'm going to use some of the miniature pom-poms to start making my insect. Be careful when you feed the pom-poms through the kebab. If you're using a popsicle stick, you may need to use glue to attach the pom-poms. There we have the body of my insect. Now I'm going to make some antennas. If you have not pre-cut your pipe cleaners, you may also need scissors to do this. I'm going to just cut mine in half. And then wrap this part around my kebab stick. Now we have a little insect that is going to be doing the pollination for us. Let's sit him down to the side for a minute and get our flowers ready. You can take 2 cupcake liners, and if you would like, you can decorate the insides to make them look more like flowers. Kind of open them up a little bit. We're going to put coffee grounds in one and our cornmeal in the other. This will simulate the male and female parts of the flower. So now we have our little pollinator bug, and we're going to dip him in the coffee grounds, like he's getting all nice and pollinated at this flower, and then we're going to take him to the next flower and see what happens. We'll do this back and forth for a few times. Now, let's see if you can see pollination occurring. In this one, if you look closely, you can see the cornmeal grains in the coffee ground. That means that pollination has successfully occurred. Likewise, you can see the coffee grounds in the cornmeal. demonstrates how pollination works. Stay tuned for another short activity. Thank you for following along with today's activities. We hope you learned a little bit about how pollination works and why pollinators are important to the earth. Tune back in tomorrow for Food Waste Friday. We hope to see you then.